It's educating and exciting, solution-driven show. Welcome to Youth Engage.
Youth Engage, showing on Salvation TV.
Hello, my name is Mark Miracle, and it's an exciting moment on the Youth Engage show on Salvation TV. Susie Kazem said, "Be yourself because an original is worth more than just a copy." On today's show, we are discussing about peer pressure, and I have a very wonderful guest, not just one, but two on this episode to be discussing this very wonderful topic with me. And to my left, I have...
Kelechi Clifford, pleasure being here.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And to my right, I have a very wonderful and beautiful lady.
Francisca Ibiso Uti.
Okay, you all have seen the wonderful guests I have on today's episode. Of course, peer pressure is a very broad topic. That is why we have more than just one guest on today's show. And we are going to be giving it a kickstart after this very short break. Do stay engaged.
My name is Edibal Ekespif. This is Youth Engage on Salvation TV. Keep watching.
My name is Ezenwa Dena. This is Youth Engage Show on Salvation TV. Keep watching.
My name is Godfrey Kocha. This is Youth Engage program, and I encourage every youth to watch Salvation TV for this Youth Engage program. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dr. Enu Maifelua. This is Youth Engage on Salvation TV. Keep watching.
My name is Selina Ekingdan Albert. This is Youth Engage. Nah, keep watching. No darling.
Welcome to Youth Engage.
Youth Engage, showing on Salvation TV.
You're welcome back from that very short break. Mr. Kelechi, what do you understand by the word peer pressure?
Okay, peer pressure is something that is common amongst many people. It is when someone is influenced to do something or act in a certain way that a group of people want him to act. So it's constant it's common among teenagers when someone wants to try to fit into the age group. Maybe they want to hang out, you don't want to hang out. Maybe they want to do something. They want you to do something and you don't want to do it. That is peer pressure. So we're constantly being pressured to feel among or to be part of someone else's opinion of or way of living.
And Francisca?
Personally, for me, I feel it's a feeling or an action, maybe that particular group of people within one's age experience, probably them trying to fit in someone else's principles, their regulations, their rules for life and all that, just to be accepted by them.
You did mention that it's common among teenagers. Is it only the teenagers that experience peer pressure?
No, I don't agree. I mean, peer pressure is something that's common among different age group, like both of us defined. So it could be teenagers, it could be youths, it could be adults. But most of the time, it all starts with when you're growing up as an adolescent, as a teenager. You feel this pressure among your peers. They tell you to do some things. Maybe you're not used to that. Maybe you're brought up in a different way of life, and they want you to be part of the way they grew up. So there's this pressure among teens. So it's not just teenagers, but I think teenagers are the ones who go through this a lot.
Have you found yourself being pressurized in any peer group to get to do something negatively or positively?
Yeah, both negatively and positively. Okay, growing up as a teenager, there was this way, like maybe asking a girl out. I've never really had that boldness to ask people out in secondary school. So there's a group of boys that keep telling me, "Hey, why are you such a loser? I mean, go and ask this girl out." And sometimes I just want to stay on my own, and they keep telling me
that is a very negative one, right?
Yeah, it's negative.
And you did overcome it.
Well, yeah, I did, because I was someone who had my own belief. I wanted to do things the way I wanted to do. I'm not someone who tries to fit into the crowd. And so even though I get mocked at or laughed at, they kind of tease me like, "Hey, this guy can't even talk to a girl, can't even trust a girl." But at least I was able to overcome that one by staying on my own.
It was better you weren't able to do that.
Yeah,
and Francisca, could you share any experience? Have you had any lately, positive or negative pressure?
Yeah, both ways.
Okay.
I remember when I was in 200 level in the university.
Okay.
Most of my friends would be like, "Hey girl, we're going clubbing tonight. What are you doing here? You have such a boring life. Come on, get up." I'm like, "No, I have my priorities. I mean, I can't be doing this. It's not something I stand for. It's not something I believe in. You know, life is a matter of choice and how you react to every situation.
Yeah.
You have the utmost responsibility of making the choices you want for yourself. That's what people don't understand, most people. So that's why I don't want to live with what people say and do things that people want them to do. From a very tender age, I understood what it was I wanted for myself. So it was very easy for me to overcome the negative, yeah. Then the positive, like I said, I did not used to read before. Then there's this girl I had in my room, she loved to read so much. So I realized that spending so much time in that room with her and then watching closely everything she ever did, it brought in that spirit of wanting to read in my own self. So I found out that I started reading, loved to read, always wanted to read, and then I kicked off from there.
Now, living in a technological age where there are vast competition in business, socially, religiously, economically, there are several things out there, most especially on the media, where people watch and always tell themselves, I want to do this and I want to do this. This is more versatile in Instagram. That is why one of the guests I had in the show said, one of the places you would find fake lives is on the Instagram. Not everyone on Instagram that looks successful is actually successful. This is just a pinpointer to several other places where it was happen on daily basis. But I want to ask this question: what things do you think that people have been pressurized into lately in this jet age? Like, should I start with you?
Okay, well, yeah, you can always start with me.
Yeah.
I think people have been pressurized into living a fake life or showing off, especially in the social media. This is the social media era now. Everybody wants to show off on social media. Maybe just got a new car, you want to show off. Even if it's not your car, you just want to like maybe snap with someone else's car and be part of the society and show that, okay, you're not suffering, you're part of those who are also smiling.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to just be part of what's happening. Like you want to just be on the social media trending for maybe the new suit you bought, or maybe just got a new job. Everybody just wants to show off and show that they are living big, and that is just one pressure that people are going through now, and that's the major problem.
Yeah, most of these ones that post these things, I want to liken them to as the feed. They feed us, and we are the receivers per se. When you receive these things on social media, and the heart in which you used to receive them determines if you go into depression or not. Am I saying the truth?
Sure.
Sometimes you see something on the social media and you get depressed.
Yeah, exactly.
That I have not been able to get this, and this is the pressure we are talking about. Most suicide cases are all changed to what we are discussing today. And I want to also ask you, have you noticed any item or things that people have been pressurized into in our present society?
Sure. Use of drugs and alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, in school environments, you see most people smoke weed, marijuana, and all those harmful drugs.
Yeah.
And then you see a young boy who's just coming to school for the very first time, trying to stay in the lodge with some students who have been there smoking and all of that. Yeah, he remains good for like 2 days, 2 weeks, 1 month. But by the second month, you see him doing it. He hadn't been doing that before now, but because he saw that the environment he found himself in, there was this norm there. And then for him to fit in, he had to do what they had been doing, even if it wasn't his part of life or something. You understand?
Yeah.
So I see people indulge in sexual activities. Girls come to school good, and then in months they turn bad. They go wild. These girls, most of them come from Christian homes.
Yeah.
They come from good families, but you see them change. So it's something that goes on everywhere. Peer pressure is really something to look into. Use of drugs, alcohol, sexual activities, bullying. You see people join cult groups. You see, do you know who I am? I am an Icelander. I am this, I am that, I am that. I'll deal with you. And then because you're so fragile, you're like, if I remain like this, people would mess with me. They would ride on me. And
so you want to belong.
I want to join them. I want to belong. I want to feel big. I want people to know who I am. And then that's where you see all the problem comes from.
Yeah, and just to add to that, there's so much pressure in the academic world as well.
Yeah.
Like, let's say someone fails a test and you have your friends who pass that test.
And you want to match up.
Yeah. You're like, so
That's
when you show your script to your friend, I'm like, oh my God, you got 15 over 100. I got 70. What happened now? You know, all this pressure. You start feeling depressed.
Yeah.
And society, I feel like, okay, you don't know how to read or you can't practice, and you feel like you're not intelligent. And that's why people take sniper these days, the suicide drug, which was banned. People kill themselves because of poor grades, because they want to be they don't want to not be left behind when their mates are graduating. They don't want to be feeling like they are just different from their exactly. So classmates put pressure on their fellow mates, and it's not really good.
Okay. Growing up, I found out that there are two-letter words that are very simple yet very powerful. N-O, that is no to be pronounced. In my life growing up, these words have helped me to become whom I want to be, although working towards success. But it has helped every great man out there to be able to say no to the things that you need to say no to. Is it hard to say no to friends who push you into some pressures? This will be discussing when we return back from this very short break. Stay engaged.
My God, supply all your needs. Like David Ibiomir to receive daily prayers and prophecies live on Facebook. Like and follow only David Ibiomir's official verified account. Remember, always look out for the verified icon.
My God, bless you in the name of Jesus.
Welcome to
Youth Engage, showing on Salvation TV.
You're welcome back from that very short break. The word no, spelled N-O, is very powerful yet very simple. It has saved a lot of lives. People who refused to use it when they should have used it have lived their lives in regret. So what would you say about this? How can we use the word no to save ourselves from pressure?
Well, first of all, it takes real guts to say no. I mean, no is an easy word to say, but not everybody has that boldness to say it.
Yeah.
Even Pastor David Ibiami once said that it was difficult for him to say no to some people.
Yes.
Especially when people ask him for money and he didn't just want to disappoint them. He wants to put a smile on everybody's faces. So at some point, you need to own up. It all starts with, if you really want to work with what you always believe in. If someone is telling you to do something you don't want to do, if you really stand for what you believe in, it's going to be easy for you to say no. And even though it's going to be hard, because at some point in this life we have to be used to hurting people's feelings, because we want to keep everybody happy, and it's not possible. So once you know that this is not your kind of life, this is not what you want to do, this is not going to be convenient for you, then you learn how to say no to people.
At some certain age in my life, I needed to go learn how to use the computer system. That's, I think, 10 years ago. And I moved to Lagos. And the area I found myself in Lagos, my dear, I think it was a modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. I saw ladies every night moved naked and all the rest. And I practically stayed in a barrack where this stuff we call marijuana, called Igbo, was sold on basin. It's been spread outside. I tell you the truth, that was when I knew I could say no to things. It really helped me a lot, and this is why I brought up this question today. It helped me a lot. I stayed focused. I said no. When I passed the street, when I was coming back every night, I would say no. My eyes, you are not seeing this thing. My nose, you are not inhaling this. Even though it was practically being smoke in front of me, if you moved your hand to take bottles of water, my dear, if you had to check it first, because sometimes it's all alcohol littered in the room. And I didn't have any option. I didn't have any relation. It was only a friend that offered me that place to stay. So for me to learn how to make use of the computer, I did that, stayed there for 6 months and came back. And I think that has helped me today, and it's still helping me. Imagine if I didn't say no, I wouldn't be here. I think by now I should be in one of the prisons in Nigeria, because I'm not good at running or jumping fences. So I want to ask you there, have you found any situation where you said no, and you want to use that as an example to talk to the ones watching?
I mean, nobody really wants to be a naysayer. I mean, you don't want to say no to everything that comes your way or everything you find yourself in.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody wants to be known for saying no. But if you make the mistake of saying yes today, you would live with the regrets forever. But if you make that simple choice of saying no today to the wrong things around you, you would not have to live with any regrets. So it all boils down to you having a choice, a willpower, first of all, to choose what it is you want for your life.
And you would tell me you've faced peer pressure too, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Because every human being has. So what I want to hear is what it is and how you manage to overcome it.
Okay, first of all, I grew up in a Christian home, so...
Just like myself.
Oh, yes. So pornography was something that I was kind of exposed to early. And so there was this pressure of, hey, don't you...
From family or friends?
From friends, actually. And so because it's something that I wasn't used to, my Christian background didn't really let me be part of that. So there was this pressure, like when I like in secondary school, like friends would be like, hey, it's okay to watch porn and all of that stuff. And then because of where I was brought up, it was hard for me to like succumb to their pressure, and I was like kind of saying no to them all the time. They brought that porn stuff to me, and like I was said, it kind of like made me to be different from them, and I wasn't really relating with them because I always said no to them. And because of my Christian background, I think that really helped me to overcome that pressure at that point.
Okay, is peer pressure a fact of life, or is it something we can eliminate? It's another short break. To stay engaged.
My name is Educative. This is Youth Engage on Salvation TV. Keep watching.
My name is Dena. This is Youth Engage Show on Salvation TV. Keep watching.
My name is Godfrey Okocha. This is Youth Engage program, and I encourage every youth to watch Salvation TV for this Youth Engage program. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dr. Enlightening. This is Youth Engage on Salvation TV. Keep watching.
My name is Selina Ekingdan Albert. This is Youth Engage. Nah, keep watching. No darling.
Welcome to Youth Engage.
Youth Engage, showing on Salvation TV.
You're welcome back from that short break. And I'm asking, is peer pressure a fact of life, or is it something we can eliminate totally?
Of course, it's a fact of life. In as much as it is a fact of life, it can be eliminated too.
How?
Yeah. You need to develop your willpower.
Okay.
And before you do that, you need to build your self-esteem. I mean, it's not easy to say no to people whom you love so much and whom you want to be around, whom you want to live with, more especially when they decide to reject you because you don't fit into their own particular kind of life and all that.
Do you know that sometimes these people we are mentioning in this show, whom are not here, are not sometimes actually the ones pressurizing us?
Yeah, sure.
We do watch things and we put ourselves in the pressure of telling ourselves that I would get this,
exactly.
I would get that.
Yeah.
And we've been focusing on people since we started the show, so can we look inwards now?
Oh, okay, that's true. I remember sometime when I was working on something very big. It was something I loved so much and something I wanted for myself, but after everything, I worked so hard that at the end I couldn't get it. I went into depression. Yeah. I realized at some point that I was pressured by someone very close to me. Because that person was there, and then I wanted to be there. I wanted to do that same thing that person was doing. So I lost my whole self trying to get in there. I didn't care whatever it was going to take. I was just working. And at the end, I lost myself. I got depressed. I almost got crazy because I wanted to get it done no matter what.
Just be yourself. And this all leads to early death. This all leads to suicide, because when you keep doing these things and you are not seeing what you are supposed to see, because maybe you are copying someone, you are expecting to have exact result as same person you are copying, and it's not coming without knowing the mountains the person have climbed, the valleys he has passed through, and you think it will just come. You find a youth getting depressed. Find someone getting depressed. This all boils to depression. And the moment we tell ourselves, this is who God made me to be, and this is what I'm going to be, come rain, come sunshine, that is how I think we can eliminate peer pressure.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that is from myself. And can we hear from you?
Well, I think peer pressure can be eliminated with God's word. I mean, it's if we have something that is rooted inside of you that can guide you, because God's word is our guide. We can't just say no on our own path. Some people have good strong wills. Some people can say no, but when we have something that we're working with, which is God's word, it kind of gives us this power and this zeal to always say no to things that would go against the, God's word. So it's a good guide. It's something that can help us. And then when we read books, the books are now part of us, like good books from Pastor David Biomi.
Yeah.
When we read those books and we are now rooted in those kind of books, it's something that we can now say we've gotten so much from the book. So when all this pressure comes, we can say no to them because we have something inside of us. So you need something that you can work with, either God's word, either books, either your own self-esteem or your own belief, or whatever it is. That is how you can fight this peer pressure.
Yeah, I need to chip in something.
Yeah,
You need a
of course.
mind of your own.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can lie to anyone, but you can't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
I tried it some time ago. Yeah, I've realized that whenever I didn't want to tell someone what it was actually, I mean, I left someone to make a choice for me some years ago, and I lived to regret it. So after that, I made the decision never to let people define my life for me or decide what it is I want for myself. I made that decision from the very hard part of life. So if you haven't been in that position where anyone had to make a decision for you, you have to start now, trust me, to make decisions for yourself. Start from the very little ones. I mean, wake up today and tell yourself, I'm going to achieve this. Right before you walk into a restaurant, tell yourself, this is what I'm going to eat. I'm not going to go stand there and spend 30 minutes just to choose my food. Yeah, that's where the little decisions start from. Yeah. By the time you do that constantly, every day of your life, tell yourself, I'm going to wake up today by 6 a.m. I'm going to pray for about 30 minutes. Yes, I know I don't read my Bible on a daily basis, but I'm going to start and read like one chapter. I'm not saying me. Don't look at me that way. Of course, I'm telling people.
I know, we know.
Okay, so you make the little decisions, and by the time you know you go into making bigger ones, trust me, making a decision is like the hardest thing you could ever do in your life.
I'm keeping it.
In your whole life.
Yeah.
So you have to start from the very little ones.
From Pastor David Ibiome's book, I have learned a lot from the 3 Ds. Decision, determination, and discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline. Then I coined out something like this: DDD. Decisions. Your determination decides your destiny. I said determination decides your destiny. Now there are several determinations we've taken. Now I tell you the truth. There is something you would have decided that you wouldn't have been here today. That's the fact. Now, sometimes we should go back and ask ourselves, what thing have I done that has taken me to this step? That means every step we are in today happened as a result of the decision we took before.
Yeah,
so we have to tell ourselves the truth. And I also want to chip in this before we close, because we are getting to the end of the show. You have this mentality not to look down on others, but always see yourself as true.
As what?
As true.
Okay.
Truer than every other person.
Okay.
What I mean that for now here, I'm truer than the two of you. Now, in your mind, you should be truer than the two of us. Yeah. And in your mind, you should be truer than the two of us.
Yeah, exactly.
If we do this, everyone will be content with whatever they have. If you feel you are truer than whatever thing you are seeing on social media, then you wouldn't want to be copying anyone on social media. I thank God we have a female in our midst. Sometimes when they take these pictures, they do take. They use the filters. They call it, what is the name of that app?
Snapchat. Yeah.
When they do these stuff and post it online, my dear, when you see it, then if you have pressure and inferiority complex, and I pray you don't have heart problems. Sometimes your mind just keep and like I said, we are all humans. We are all humans. I've also had an experience where I was in a taxi driving home, and I just flipped off my phone. So I saw a very close friend that I know very much. He just posted the car. He said, I just got this car. A very big car.
It could be possible. I mean, it could be true.
Now, that is where you know that everyone has a human part.
Yeah.
Everyone has a human part. It came out, and I have to be honest, because this is a show where people have to learn from.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow. I have to be honest.
You had to reply her.
No, I did not reply, but so please don't laugh at me. What happened?
I'm going to laugh already.
Tell us what happened.
I forgot my iPad in the car.
Oh.
Like, I wasn't angry, but I looked at it. I was wondering, what could he have done that he has this SUV?
Like this?
Exactly.
That he has this SUV. A friend that I know, of course, miracles happen every day, but I was still like asking, what would this guy have done? Like, I have my iPad and I have my phone. Then I left the car, still wondering, and I left the iPad in the car.
I think you were pressured for a few minutes.
Now the iPad, that was another testimony. The iPad had Papa's picture on it. So the person that picked it up traced me and brought it back.
That's
not to say that I was angry that he got a car. Now the whole thing was that I now met this friend in person, and I asked him, please, I am celebrating with you. When are we going to see this guy? He said that he was just a pose, that he just wanted to. From that day till today, I never believe anything I see on social media. Meanwhile, let me make the correction. I wasn't angry. I wasn't angry at what I saw. Wow. Now imagine what has happened with other persons in the negative aspect. That's what I'm just trying to point out. Yeah. From that time till now, I am always true to myself. Okay. Like the three of us here, I respect everybody, but when pressure wants to set in, I look at myself and tell myself I'm truer than every other person.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention, there's this thing that goes on between girls of these days. When I was growing up, I wasn't as fat as this. I mean, if I could be slim like this and I define myself as fat, you can imagine how tiny I was when I was growing up. Yeah, so my siblings used to be like, you're so flat like the wall, you're so slim, and all that. I grew up, got into the university, still that same way. All my clothes back then, for 6 years ago, used to still size me till now. And then I found out, I met some people who weren't confident with whom they were, the kind of body they had, the kind of life they lived and everything.
It's all leads to pressure too.
Yeah, they go on social media, they see girls with everything endowed, living the flashy lifestyle and all that, and they're wondering, oh my God, why can't I be like this girl? When can I be like this girl? What can I do to be like this girl? I'm better than her. I want to be just like she is. I want to drive the kind of car she drives. I want to wear the kind of clothes she wears. What does she do? I need to find out. And then that's where you see them. Oh, she went for a surgery to get her boobs bigger than usual, right? I'm going for a plastic surgery too. Oh, she did this. She went to enhance her nose to look pointed, right? I'm going for a nose job too. Oh, she's carrying an iPhone X Max Plus. That guy bought it for her. She slept with him together, right? I'm going to sleep with a guy too.
Sorry to cut you short. Last 2 days, back to back, a day behind, a girl was shown on social media. She was killed in a hotel.
I saw that.
Now this morning, a girl again was killed and she was hid under the bed at another state. One was in River State. The second one was Imo State. Okay. Girls because they go after these men that are actually looking for people to use for ritual purposes and all the rest. It's another point in time where I wish the time becomes our best friend, but it has said no, it will no longer be our best friend. So you have to give us the final advice as we close the show.
Well,
in a few seconds.
Okay, I think because we're talking about people trying to match up with what their mates are getting, maybe a new iPhone or a new car. So I think we should go back to the scripture. Godliness with contentment is great gain.
Yeah.
I mean, life is in phases, men and sizes. You have to go at your own pace. If you don't have something now, it's not good for you. So when it's your own time, you're going to get your own thing. So you don't need to be in competition with anybody. You need to go at your own pace. You need to be content with where you are now because the future is always bright.
And what are your goodbye words?
Yeah, I'll drop a quote by Jack Canfield in one of his books, Power of Focus.
Yeah.
Okay. Life is a matter of choice and how you react to every situation. You need a willpower of your own. You need a supreme choice. You need to be able to make decisions. You need to stand up for yourself. You need to make choices yourself. You need to tell yourself what it is you want for your own life, or else you see someone living your life for you. So to everyone out there, I just want to tell you that it's possible to achieve whatsoever it is you set your heart to achieve. I mean, there are no limitations whatsoever except the ones we impose on ourselves. So start from today to decide for yourself what it is you want for yourself. Nothing and no one can stop you. No one. I mean that. No one.
Those were very heart-touching words. We always close the show with this quote from our father, Pastor David Ibiome. Lazy people discuss problems, while creative people discuss solutions. At the Youth Engage Show, we do not just discuss problems, but we find out ways to provide pragmatic solutions to the issues that affect the youth in today's society. It's been an amazing moment on today's episode of Youth Engage. From all of us at the Youth Engage Show, from the Salvation TV crew, we are saying thank you for having spent your time with us today.
It's my pleasure.
And you too.
It's a pleasure to be part of your
show. And from the three of us, it's goodbye. Have a nice day. Stay engaged.
That's why you went to school. So I think the problem is coming from the youth. The people that rule this country, they are still the people today.
It is the youth who know well enough of today that can take charge of tomorrow.